Hello and welcome back to NSUSpartans.com. Ross Gordon joined by Miguel Davis, as well as sophomore guard for the Spartans from Atlanta, Georgia, Ebony Brown. Welcome back. The Spartans fall tonight. 56-51 is your final score. The Spartans did a masterful job in the second half of trying to come back, but just a tad bit too late as Coppin State comes off with the victory. Miguel, it was the second half where the Spartans had some runs, just couldn't get over that hump a little bit, had some possessions where they just came up empty.
Definitely, Ross. The Spartans, they came out and fought hard, but however, actually I was talking with Ebony right before we were on air, and the referees, I don't think that they called the best calls at times. The Spartans did get some calls, but it was a very physical game. It's one of the more physical games actually that I've seen, and that did have a big play. And also, when Spartans were getting to the free throw line and getting those opportunities, not being able to fully execute all of those free throws. But it was a tough game, and it was very physical, Ross. And I think that along with the physicalness of it and the plays not being called as efficiently as possible, had a big outcome on the game, Ross.
Norfolk State had the physical play down as we saw some big plays inside. The Spartans post players made some plays, but we also saw some physical play from our guards as Cache Barnes ended up with a nice little injury to her mouth. And again, it was just a physical game, but you have to like the fortitude of the Spartans to go down double digits in the second half, but fight their way back into it.
Definitely, and like you said, Cache Barnes went down. She was actually on the floor a lot. I counted at least 4 times that she was on the floor, whether it was getting tripped up or saw some times the Spartans went up for layups, getting hit over top and falling down. But like I said, none of those calls seemed to trigger with the refs. So it was just a tough game, and you definitely want to see the players play and dictate the outcome of the game, but sometimes the refs have to make those important calls, Ross.
To my right is Ebony Brown, the sophomore guard from Atlanta, Georgia. Solid shooting night, and it seems like things have started to come around for you as the season is going along. 11 points for you tonight. Seems like you're getting your stroke back.
Yes, I took it into my own to learn and get my legs so I can have my legs under me further along in the game so I don't get as tired and still be able to shoot the ball.
So that's good. Some self cardio outside of practice.
Yes,
that always helps. How are you feeling now? Because as we all know and you know, because you know more than we do, you were playing in the game. But how do you feel physically after that physical game?
Physically, I feel tired. It was a lot of contact in the game, and some of the calls didn't go our way. But that was one of our most physical games that I've played.
You look at the way the season has gone along, I would say over the last 3 games, we've seen probably the best play that we played all year. And it just seemed like we're 1 or 2 plays away from getting a victory. How does it feel going into a game against Morgan State on Monday night where we have that same opportunity to get that victory?
It feels good. As we see ourselves getting closer and closer, we still strive and push in practice. So we're not going to let up or let loose or anything, because eventually we feel like it's going to come. And when it comes, we're just going to keep it going and keep it rolling.
Hey, Ebony, would you say you have a lot of the players stepping up in leadership roles? How's the atmosphere in the locker room, knowing you all had some tough losses? What are you all doing, just even in the locker room and maybe even outside of practice, to kind of just keep the morale up and just stay upbeat and optimistic about the games to come in the season?
We make sure we keep each other accountable for what we do and what we don't do, but we don't try to be too hard on each other. We try to keep each other up and keep the spirits high, because once somebody gets down, they don't play to the best of their ability. So we make sure we try to encourage them and just go to each other and tell each other what we can do better and what we see that they're messing up on, or what we see that they're doing good, and we try to encourage them to continue to do it.
Ebony's our Spartan Partners player of the game here today on NSUSpartans.com. Ebony Brown, 11 points, and finally, Ebony, as we try to get you out of here, it's a good night for the Spartans. You got some things going. 56-51 is your final score. Huge game against Morgan State to get back on that winning track. Talk a little about what tomorrow is going to bring for you in practice.
In practice, I'm pretty sure the coaches are going to have us continue to push the ball. Seems like once we got towards the end of the game, some people got a little tired, and the team was starting to just pick up their intensity even more. And we want to be able to be that team that picks up the intensity at the end and not get tired and push up on other teams and not get pushed up on. So I'm pretty sure they're going to be hard on us in practice tomorrow, so we don't let loose of any of our intensity for Monday.
11 points for Ebony Brown. Your final score, 56-51. Norfolk State falls to Coppin State here at Joe Eccles Hall. On Monday night, the Spartans will welcome in Morgan State. Game time is at 6 o'clock p.m. For Miguel Davis and Ebony Brown, I'm Ross Gordon. Thank you for watching NSUSpartans.com.